Thank you for having me out. I'm Stephen Burton, President and owner of Waterproof Solutions. We're in a cast-in-place foundation today in UCity, and it's really neat because you can actually see where the actual boards were on the wall. When these homes were built, they weren't built with certain systems and certain electric qualities and plumbing qualities. One of the systems they didn't have was a waterproofing system. So kind of like not having air when you add air to a house, that's one thing. Adding a drainage system to the house. Not only, now this house isn't particularly wet. It has a couple of nuisance issues. When concrete's poured next to concrete, it's called a cold joint. So that's basically between the floor and the foundation walls. That's all we have protecting us. So, gosh, this house has been around for a minute. So for it to be needing the system, it's really kind of a minor thing. Having said that, the fireplace has water coming up hydrostatically here. So what we want to do is this has got a lot of personal stuff to it. So there was a discussion as to saw cutting around this, putting the drain to where we could try and collect subsoil away. This could crack during that part time. It would be our suggestion to take it all the way out to the fireplace, but we can talk about this. Front of the house being over there, rear of the house being this way. These squares are all just sitting on the floor so they can all be set up and set away so that we can get around the perimeter. What we're looking for is 10 feet to be able to work, because the men are carrying buckets and it's kind of a big deal. So we'll work our way this way. So as we work to the front of the house, all this is open nicely. I think that this can stay. If we protect this, just pull this out, we should be able to march our way through there. I'm sure my guys would love to hear me saying that right now too. Take it out, it's easier. Okay, sorry. Roll this away, pull these away. What's cool about this is we're going to bring our pump and we're going to put it in this area and we're going to discharge it to the outside. So this going back exactly here may not be the ticket. You know what I mean? And if so, you might have to do something down there that will allow this discharge to happen. So we're going to be putting the pump basically in this area and discharging out, and I'll show a drawing where it'll be. So on this right here is the front of the house. We're in this corner, so we'll be discharging that water to a dry well in the front. So that's how that's going to go down. So this comes away. That is a GFI. It is code, and it's not a good idea. So they're very sensitive, and they can get turned off easily. So if you leave it down here, make sure the buttons are pressed in real nice. So working our way around, we've got a crack at the flue over here, which is older than dirt. Don't need to do anything with it, so I've seen it. As we make our way around the crawl space for the additions in the back, there's no lofting smell coming from out there, so we don't really have there's no issue for us to go attack the crawl space. So we're going to come around with the drainage system. As we come to the back side here, we're going to need to get into this closet. So none of the framing of the closet doors need to come out, but the shelves will have to come out so that the guys can get in there and around. Maybe. And then we'll come out here, and that takes us around to the other finished part of the basement. So at the end of the day, we're going to be taking about 16 to 18 inches of the floor out, earth out to the bottom of the footing, a geotextile is put in the trench, a drain pipe with river rock around it, and it's important that river rock's used instead of a crushed rock. Crushed rock has minus around it, and it'll start to clean, they'll call it, but it will hurt the pipe over time. The geotextile is what keeps all the debris from getting into it, and you'll be given a detail for this. After the water's collected, then it's taken out to a dry well, dispersed, put back into the ground. So we're happy to be able to give a bid for this house, and it will follow with it certainly. Thank you.